So it's interesting, right? Because as a child grows, your parenting also has to grow and change, right? Because we want them to experience independence. We want them to be autonomous. So the boundaries aren't going to always look the same, right? You're not going to give a boundary to a 3-year-old that you would a 13-year-old as well as a 23-year-old. Hopefully, eventually, that 23-year-old will be able to use the oven, right? That we
I
don't
hope
want the
so.
3-year-old,
Fingers crossed, Kristen.
right? We don't want that 3-year-old to use.
Right.
But when you are the parent who's taking a breath, slowing down, you then are bringing your prefrontal cortex on. Your rational thinking brain is online, which means you can make decisions that are intentional. You can show up with compassion and you can show up with clarity. And in those moments, then you get to decide, am I going to lead with curiosity here? Or am I going to lead with judgment? Because when you lead with curiosity, you get to start to have those collaborative conversations with your child and say, like, okay, you want more video game time. Here's my concerns about that. You tell me, convince me why you need more video game time. And now your child gets to come back with their own argument, so to speak, their own points that they get to discuss with you. And you get to say, okay, we can have a collaborative conversation about this. I'm hearing you say you want a little bit more independence in monitoring your own video game time. I'm okay with it. But here's my rules, or here's what I would like to see. Do you agree to the terms, so to speak, right? Like, do you agree to this? And we get to make that decision together, right? And then, like all good boundaries do, there's a sliding scale, right? We fall into being a little bit more lax on things. And then all of a sudden, that boundary we talked about with tech time and your child leading of their own tech time and getting more, all of a sudden, wait, now they're really abusing that time. And that's when we get to come back and have that conversation of, hey, I'm noticing this. I'm curious. Can you tell me more what's going on for you? Do you need more support in this area? Because this is what we agreed to. I'm curious. This is now affecting your schooling. It's affecting our family time because I don't see you as much. I kind of miss you. I'd like to connect with you more. These are conversations you get to have now from a grounded place because now you're leading with clarity and curiosity and you're not coming from a place of accusations. And that's really different on the nervous system, right? When you come at a child with accusations, what's the first thing they're going to do? They're going to defend themselves, right? They're going to argue back. And well, then now you've just caused that prefrontal cortex to go offline. And now you're dealing with the limbic system, the amygdala, AKA a caveman. You're not going to negotiate with that caveman, right? It's not happening.
We
So now
don't
you've just
negotiate with
lost.
terrorists.
Right. Yes, exactly. We don't negotiate with terrorists because you can't, because they're operating from a highly emotional state. And that's true for your child. The child's brain or the human brain doesn't develop and fully develop until the late 20s. So even though you have a child in college and you might say, you're this age, you should be able to do this, that doesn't necessarily mean they have the skill set to match it. We get to teach those things. We get to teach this. We get to teach independence. And so there's not a hard and fast rule. It's more based on your family values and where you like the line to be. And when you notice that that boundary is creeping up on your family value and getting a little bit too uncomfortable for you, that's when you get to go, okay, we need to have a hard conversation.
Oh my
We need to have
goodness.
a
So,
realignment.
yeah, for sure. And you know what I love about that is as a parent, you need to know what your own value and your family values are to know why maybe something they're doing or something that's happening is upsetting you so much.
100%.
Yes, because you might not, there might be something that your child is doing and you're getting frustrated by it. But if you're not tying it back to, like, why does this even bother me?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Then you might not know or understand how to teach them about why we have this rule in our house.